This is Joshy Blogs. This is a Lacuna review. I think I kind of love this game. I want to give it like maybe a 10 out of 10 or something. Can I really give this game a 10 out of 10? I think it's a little bit disappointed, at least in terms of the length. And I feel like it could have had some kind of like action in it. Like it could have had like more of a more impressive gameplay loop than it has. It's definitely like a full on interesting sort of adventure game with like great dialogue, great story, a bit short, and sort of has interesting sort of like puzzles that are like little mysteries where you have to like interpret clues to figure out things that have happened, and you have to make choices, some difficult choices to decide what should happen in the future. And so I think it's a pretty interesting game. I think on the whole, I think I might give it a 10 out of 10. I'm definitely considering it. Ultimately, the short length was good enough for me. I think I beat it in a few hours, maybe less than 2 hours. But it felt fairly epic. There's just one part of the game where something kind of spectacular happens, like this really difficult thing for your character. And when it happened, I was like, "Wow, I can't believe that happened." And then I was like, "This is like a great premise for a game." And then like right at that point, like a little ways into that, like a few minutes later, I saved the game and restarted, and I checked my save data and was like, the game's 70% complete, and I was like, oh really? I'm that close to the end? Like I kind of wish this had happened earlier. But that being said, there everything that happens in the game is pretty cool. Um, so yeah, you play these characters. They have like little dialogues with each other, and it's all pretty entertaining and interesting. Um, there's a timer on choices you have to make, and I recommend just turning that timer off. You can do that in the options menu, and that's what I did. Like they told me that there was going to be a timer on the choices, and I could change it in the options menu, and I just went straight to the option menu and got rid of the timer. I think the timer would have been really obnoxious because sometimes the choices are really hard, and like a lot of the times there's like quizzes on things that they've had you read and stuff like that. I think having the timer be there is like a complete disaster. So I think unless you're like a super genius, or unless you're like playing the game for a second time and you want some element of hard mode to it, or you just want like a hard mode that like forces you to think really fast and you're some kind of genius who retains information really well. I think the timer is something you want to eliminate, but um, I personally I didn't find it that much of an obstacle. I was told about the timer. I immediately took it off, and then I won't take off points for the timer being there. Although if the timer were difficult to remove, or if they didn't like tell me about it immediately, I might have taken off points for that. But I feel like they did a good job, like alerting me to the timer and allowing me to have time to get rid of it, so I never had to deal with it. And yeah, so um, in the game you play as two different characters. Most of the time you play as a detective, and there's a short period where you play as this other character. Um, I don't want to say too much about that, but it's basically a detective noir adventure game where you play from like a side scroller perspective. It just has like a really interesting look and everything to it, and it's science fiction. It has like a really cool setting and political intrigue and stuff like that. And personally, I found it not too hard to follow and not too hard to solve most of the mysteries. And some of them I think I got wrong after the fact, and then I realized some of the stuff that I should have done, and what I might have missed. And I was just interested. I was never frustrated. But I think some of it might be a little bit hard. So it might be the kind of thing where you might need a walkthrough. And the game's a bit punishing because it auto saves after every decision you make. So, like, as soon as you're trapped in a conversation where you have to answer somebody's question and you don't know the answer, you're kind of screwed because as soon as you give the wrong answer, it'll autosave and punish you, which I think is to me kind of cool. It just like creates like a kind of a like a suspense and like puts you on this roller coaster ride where where all of your decisions matter a lot, you know. And so, personally, I really love this game, and I give this game a 10 out of 10. I would say. So I recommend picking this game up on a discount. I think you get it fairly cheap. So you might want to wait for a discount. I think it's like $20, and often drops as low as like $2 or something like that. Like often I think I might have got this game 75% or 90% off. So I can't remember exactly what I paid for this game, but you can get it fairly cheap, and it's really great. So that's it for my Lacuna review. Check out Lacuna. It's a really cool game, really cool futuristic detective noir game, and I just liked it a lot. I couldn't recommend it enough. Um, it'll make you feel smart as you figure out how to use it. Um, Maybe it's a little bit challenging, involves some studying, and it's basically sort of like test taking. But I think the tests are not that hard, and so yeah, I recommend it. I think if worst comes to worst, if you needed a walkthrough to play this game and get everything right, and basically just enjoy the story, I think you might enjoy that too. So yeah, uh, check out Lacuna on the PS4, 5, or wherever else it is. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure if this game's on the PC and other consoles. I suspect it might be. But yeah, I think it'll be fine to play anywhere. I don't think it's a mobile game, but it could be. Wherever you get it, I recommend playing Lacuna. Um, I played it on the PS5 and really enjoyed it. So that's it. That's all, folks. Lacuna, 10 out of 10. Perfect little game. But keep in mind, it's a short game, you know. And personally, it doesn't have a lot of replay value for me. I'm not looking forward to playing the game right away. I felt like I think I might have had made worse decisions, but I made pretty good decisions that I was very happy with. And uh, and all right, I'm supposed to. And I'm I just feel good about um, how it went. It's like I just feel like I don't really need to play the game again because I did all the things I want to do, and any other decisions that I made, with a few exceptions, because there were a few mysteries that I think I got things wrong, and yeah, I think you should check it out. Uh, but I felt like my end result was good enough that I don't really want to replay it. But there were definitely some interesting things that that you could get out of this game. Uh, yeah, that's all, folks. This is Lacuna, 10 out of 10. I recommend buying this game and playing it. It's a lot of fun. Uh, Save recent gameplay, full video. Bye, everybody. Lacuna, 10 out of 10. Bye. Full video.